Hi Mini Makers, today I'm going to be showing you how to turn this into this using one of these. While a 3D printer may look really confusing, it's actually pretty simple. With all the wires and moving parts, it's kind of hard to understand at first, but once you get used to using it and comprehending what it actually is and does, it's really easy to understand. Basically, the purpose of it is to turn these, which is called filament or PLA, into objects like you saw in the intro. So this PLA is also called filament. It comes in different colours and also comes on rolls. You can get it for different purposes. So there are some that are clear, so you can put like a candle in them and it will light up and look really pretty. You can get wooden ones, you can get ones to be more flexible, more strong. And the wooden ones are actually really cool because they have wood in them and they also look like wood. And I only learnt about that like 2 minutes ago, but I mean, it's cool. This filament gets fed through here, this is the red thing, that's the filament, into the extruder. The extruder stops there being a sudden burst of filament, so you just get a big random lump on your Mandalorian helmet or something. So it just basically controls how much filament goes in at one time, and it turns, letting the filament through to the Bowden tube. This is the motor for the extruder, by the way. So the extruder feeds it into the Bowden tube. This is the blue tube. And the Bowden tube is really unique because it's slippery, which allows it through instead of just buckling. So we're going to do a little experiment. So this is a Bowden tube. We're going to do an experiment to see whether this small piece of gold filament can go into the Bowden tube. So let's pretend that the end of my hand over here is the print nozzle. And this is a roll of filament and the extruder is just there. So if you try and push this, it's just going to go like that. It's just going to bend and twist and turn. And now let's try with the Bowden tube. Oh, missed. As you can see, it slips right in, easy peasy. That is so satisfying. And it's coming out the other end. The filament comes through the Bowden tube up to the print nozzle. The print nozzle is about 200 degrees Celsius, which means you have to be really careful when touching it, because if you've printed something recently, then you could seriously burn your fingers. The hole on this nozzle is absolutely tiny. It's around 0.4 millimeters, but you can get others which are bigger, which means that you can print bigger things depending on the size of the printer, but it means that they'll be less detailed. Something that's small and much more detailed, then the smaller print head might be better for you. A 3D printer prints things by putting down one layer of filament at a time. Our printer has the coordinates, not really coordinates, but ways that it can go. It can go the x-axis, which is across, the y-axis, which is up and down, and then we have the added the Z axis, which is the bed going up and down. The bed of this printer, which is this part, is really special because it gets hot, meaning that the filament can just stick to it, because if it's not hot then it can't stick. This is especially important with the Ender 5 Plus, which has a glass bed, which is definitely only sticky when it's hot. So the printer can put down filament anywhere, but it can't print in midair. Well, it can, but it will just kind of fall down and go into a hot, sticky mess. So it can only print properly on whether it's on the bed or on another layer. So what I've hopefully explained to you, is that how to get from here to an actual object is pretty easy. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Don't forget I upload new videos every weekend, and I would like to give a big shout out to all of my followers. And I know it might not be that many of them, but to me this means so much. I thought I would get like 1 subscriber, which would probably be my dad or me on another account. So yeah, it just means a lot. And if you like this video, then you might like other videos. So you should definitely consider subscribing, and don't forget to click a big thumbs up and ring that notification bell. This is the way.